Hi guys, this week's video is 3 really cute little autumn designs that are great for beginners. So let's jump in and get started. Okay, so firstly I'm going in with one of my favourite colours. This is Rosy Memory by Neweer. If you haven't tried Neweer yet, I would highly recommend you do. I do have a link and a discount code down below because they are just fantastic polishes. They're also available to home users as well too. I know that I do have some home users as well that are watching. So these are beautiful gel polishes. Like I say, I'll leave everything down below for you guys. So I do 2 coats. The first coat I cure fully and the second coat I flash cure. Okay, and this is Dusky Pink, obviously from Nail Sugar. It is a beautiful dusky sort of holographic fine glitter using a little packer kind of brush. I just go in and I pat that into the gel polish, and whenever I say I sort of like really pat that in, I don't drag it or anything like that, and that's the reason why I flash cured the second coat, is so that it would have a nice tackiness about it. So once I have all that patted in, I then go in for a double cure. Okay, so going in with a matte top coat, what I'm doing is I am floating this on, and this is why I wanted to leave it in real time, because whenever I mention floating, I mean literally floating that top coat on where the brush is barely touching the nail. So as you can see, this just kind of like allows it to, would you say, sort of like settle amongst the particles of glitter that little bit more, much smoother finish then. And then you can obviously just kind of like sort of stroke off any excess with your brush. So once that comes out, it looks all lovely and smooth like that. And then I'm going in with the Urban Graffiti foil gel glue. I'm going to put a little dot of that onto my palette and then use my detailer brush for the next step. This is my favourite foil gel. It is just amazing. It's a gel polish, sorry, as opposed to an actual glue, but it's a gel polish. And with the background being matte, it just means that I can actually paint on a design, obviously with my detailer brush, and I can see it much more clearly because it comes up obviously sort of, you know, shiny and glass-like where I'm actually painting it on. So I've just done the main sort of bone of the leaf structure, and now I'm just sort of like doing all the little extra details that you would see. And once I'm happy with that detail work, then I will just put it in for a cure. Okay, so now that we're out of the lamp, I have my foil, which is kind of like a rosy gold colour, and I just literally set it on top of the foil gel and just press with my finger, just make sure that it's all covered and that the gel is picking up as much of that foil as possible. And then we just kind of like peel it off, and there we have a really nice coverage with that foil over the actual gel. So all that's left to do now is just top coat it, and that's that design done. Okay, and on to the next design, which is our autumn tree, and I'm starting off with this colour called Hot Cocoa. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Literally 1 coat of this and you have full coverage. So that's why I chose this one, because it's really good, especially if you're working with gel polish alone and you're wanting to add some glitter on. So I've cured that and I've just wiped off the dispersion layer, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with some dark cherry, another absolutely beautiful colour. I've just popped a little bit of that onto my palette, and with the detailer brush I'm just going in and starting to paint the little tree and the branches, and then once I'm happy with that I will put it in for a cure. Okay, so moving on to the next step, I have these beautiful little dots from Nail Sugar, of course, and having put down a layer of base coat, I have just now lifted the detailer brush. I use it to just sort of like lift the little dots just with some base coat on the actual tip of the brush. I just find this much easier to lift things like this. So I just lift and set those where I want, and then I pop that in for a cure. And then once we're out of the lamp, I can just top coat that just to either finish it if I'm happy, or I can go in and add some more dots, which is what I'm actually doing here because I wanted to give it a kind of a 3D effect. So this is why I went in with a second layer. I just thought that I'd give it a little bit more dimension to it. So again, what I'll do is I'll just repeat this step. Once I have my little dots on, I will go in, I will cure it, and then I will top coat then to actually finish and seal the design. Okay, and on to our third and final design, which is our sparkling pumpkin. I think this is probably my favourite design of the three. So I'm going in with 2 coats of Ramla Bay, which is this beautiful kind of peachy colour from Nail. It's just gorgeous, such a nice tone. And so yeah, I go in with 2 coats of that there to build up the coverage, and I remove the tacky layer before taking some base coat and just kind of like painting on what would almost be like an offset heart shape almost. That's probably the best way to describe it. And so as you can see, I'm just doing the outline first, and then I will colour that in. I've seen variations of this design. Kayla from Nail Sugar, one of the admin girls, had done something very similar. I think it was Talia from Talia's Nail Tales too. So this is why I wanted to give this design a go, and I'm so happy I did. So yeah, so once I have that base coat on, I then go in for a flash cure to make sure that this stays extra tacky for the next step. Okay, so moving on, we've got some Gold Digger here from Nail Sugar, and again I'm going in with that little kind of like packer brush, and I'm just lifting some and just tapping it in, patting it in, like I done on the first design, and just sort of like really working that in. And once I have everything covered really that I want to, I then just go in again for a double cure just to make sure that that sets nicely before moving on to the next step. Okay, so now that we're out of the lamp and we've cured on that glitter, we just want to brush off the excess and make sure that we seal that on before moving on to the next part. So yeah, I'm just going in with some top coat now, and then I will put that in for another cure. Okay, so using some black gel polish and my detailer brush, I'm just going in now and doing the detail of the pumpkin. So I just kind of go around the edges, and you can sort of see more of that offset heart now, so you can. So like I say, I just do the edges, and then I think what I do at the moment then is I flash cure just to kind of hold that still. And then I can sort of like work then on the detail of the rest of the pumpkin, because obviously once I'm happy with those lines, I want to make sure that they're set. So moving on now, I'm just going to fill in with all the little lines and just sort of, you know, get our detail in there. So I just want to say that make sure whenever you're obviously top coating and you know that you're going to be doing some detail work, just make sure that it is obviously a tack free, because if you're a beginner and you're just starting out and you're maybe not sure, anything that isn't tack free is going to have a dispersion layer, which means that any detail work you do after, obviously you're going to you know, it's not going to sort of set right, and it's just going to give you a headache because it'll be sliding all over the place. So I'm just putting now the little top there just on the pumpkin and a little sort of curly bit of detail, so making it really cute looking. And then I will go in for a cure and set everything again before top coating. And now on to the final top coat, just to bring everything together. And once I have that all covered, I'll pop that in for a cure, and that is our little sparkling pumpkin all done. And there we go, guys. That is our 3 little autumn nails. I hope you enjoyed this. Which one's your favourite? I think I'm really liking the little sparkly pumpkin. But these are great little designs for beginners to start off with. And, you know, they're not too detailed and they're lots of fun to do. So I hope you enjoyed this, and you might even give it a go yourself. So thanks again for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And I will see you all again next week. So take care, and I might have a very special giveaway coming up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned. Bye.